Hello and welcome to South Asia Today, a show that provides you the glimpses of South Asia. I'm your host, Shivangi Mishra. Let's begin with the headlines first. Indian PM Narendra Modi launches 3 semiconductor projects in India. Baloch activists raise anti-Pakistan slogans at UNHRC in Geneva. And Bangladesh river faces pollution threat from burnt sugar mill waste. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi made a significant stride towards bolstering India's semiconductor industry. He recently laid the foundation stones for 3 semiconductor facilities in the country, marking a pivotal moment for the nation's electronics manufacturing sector. In recent times, there has been a significant increase in the demand for semiconductors due to various factors, including the growing acceptance of 5G technology, the increasing demand for processing units due to cryptocurrency mining, and the government's ongoing efforts towards digitalization. Take a look.
भारत अभी जो फैसले ले रहा है, जो नीतियां बना रहा है, उसका भी हमें स्ट्रेटेजिक एडवांटेज मिलेगा.
The Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, on March 13th addressed India's Decade Chips for Viksit Bharat program and laid the foundation stone for 3 semiconductor projects worth about rupees 1.25 lakh crores via video conferencing. The foundation stone was laid for 3 crucial projects: the semiconductor fabrication facility at the Dholera Special Investment Region, DSIR Gujarat, outsourced semiconductor assembly and test OSAT facilities at Moregaon in Assam and Sanand in Gujarat. While addressing the youth across the country on the occasion, PM said that Made in India semiconductor chips will take the country towards self-reliance and modernity.
ये भारत को सेमीकंडक्टर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग का एक बड़ा ग्लोबल हब बनाने में मदद करेगी. मैं सभी देशवासियों को इस महत्वपूर्ण पहल के लिए, एक महत्वपूर्ण शुरुआत के लिए, एक मजबूत कदम के लिए इस आयोजन को लेकर के बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं.
Recognizing the significance of the semiconductor industry, the Indian government has implemented various measures and policies. In December 2021, the government committed an impressive rupees 76,000 crores, that is $10 billion to catalyze the semiconductor manufacturing ecosystem in India. In July last year, Semicon India Conference 2023 was organized in Gujarat's Gandhinagar, which proved to be a success as leaders of the industry hailed India's vision in this sector. The theme of the Semicon India Conference 2023 was catalyzing India's semiconductor ecosystem. PM Narendra Modi had invited global semiconductor majors to take first movers advantage and invest in India. The conclave witnessed participation of major companies such as Micron Technology, Applied Materials, Foxconn, SEMI, AMD, among others. It has been the Prime Minister's vision to position India as a global hub for semiconductor design, manufacturing and technology development, fostering the creation of employment opportunities for the nation's youth.
हमने 2 साल पहले सेमीकंडक्टर मिशन शुरू करते हुए इनिशिएटिव लेने की घोषणा की. इसके कुछ ही महीनों में हमारे पहले एमओयू साइन हो गए और आज सिर्फ कुछ महीनों के भीतर हम 3 प्रोजेक्ट्स का शिलान्यास कर रहे हैं. इंडिया कमिट्स, इंडिया delivers and Democracy delivers.
In recent times, there has been a significant increase in the demand for semiconductors due to various factors, including the growing acceptance of 5G technology, the increasing demand for processing units due to cryptocurrency mining, and the government's ongoing efforts towards digitalization. With its population of over 1.4 billion and robust education system, India has the potential to become a talent powerhouse in the semiconductor industry and help ease the severe shortage of skilled professionals. Moving on, the Baloch Human Rights Council organized an anti-Pakistan protest during the 55th session of the United Nations Human Rights Council in Geneva. The voices of dissent echoed loud and clear at the broken chair as protesters held a rally against alleged human rights abuses in Balochistan. The demonstrators united in their call for justice and accountability, accusing the Pakistani government of atrocities against the Baloch people. We have this report.
Pakistan is top objectives. Pakistan.
Anti-Pakistan slogans reverberated the broken chair outside the United Nations Human Rights Council building in Geneva as activists flagged concern over the situation in Balochistan. The Baloch Human Rights Council organized a protest at the broken chair during the 55th session of the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva. The protesters voiced pro-freedom slogans and accused Islamabad of gross human rights violations in Balochistan, the largest but poorest province in Pakistan. They called for the urgent release of innocent Baloch who were forcibly picked up by Pakistan's security agencies. A large number of them are reportedly lodged in various jails across Pakistan and many were killed in fake encounters.
We are here to protest the occupation of Balochistan. 1947, British created this Pakistan for their purpose. That purpose is served now. They occupied Balochistan in 1948. Since then, the Pakistan army, the mercenary army, running the affairs of the country. We want the Pakistan army to be out of Balochistan. Pakistan army is looting and plundering our wealth. Our people are suffering. We want that Pakistan must be dismantled.
For far too long, the people of Balochistan have suffered under the yoke of oppression.
It's not fair. People are being picked up, people are disappeared, and there are human rights atrocities against Baloch people. This is a political issue which should be discussed politically, and the treatment is unfair. Sadly, this problem is going to continue unless somebody sitting in Islamabad decides to solve this politically and reach out to people. They keep putting governments in provincial governments that are unkind, and in that way this problem is going to continue. It's going to simmer. It's not going to bring peace either to Balochistan or to Pakistan.
Balochistan is facing multiple problems like enforced disappearances of young political activists and students by security agencies, extreme poverty and unemployment. The Baloch political activists who have migrated to various countries are now holding protests at various platforms to expose Pakistan and tell the world about the severe condition of those living in Balochistan. Now we take a look at some happenings in Asia in a segment called Asia Watch.
Years ago, Iraqi engineer Marwa Al-Naimi collected waste and worked long hours in her small garden, hoping to transform that waste into fertilizers. Now she runs a 4-dwellims farm where she recycles organic waste into environment-friendly fertilizers and plants crops in greenhouse farms. The 39-year-old mother of 2 daughters said she was discouraged as a woman venturing into what others described as a man's world. Her project, titled Green Gold for Development, is a vehicle where she empowers other women to start their own environmental projects and spreads awareness on climate change. Passionate vintage car owners showcase their prized possessions at a classic motor vehicles exhibition in India's southern Hyderabad city. Ardent automobile enthusiasts gathered to see a melange of antique vehicles exhibited by passionate car owners who firmly believe in restoring and maintaining the forgotten beauties. Volkswagen, Mercedes, Austin, and many other luxury brands were among the rare vintage cars on display at the event. Thousands of Islamabad residents rushed to food stalls hours before iftar, breaking fast at dusk on the first day of Ramadan to buy popular snacks for the evening. Sweet meat shops, bakeries and eateries that emerge almost overnight in alleys and on sidewalks in every city and town to sell highly demanded snacks like samosas, pakoras and jalebi during the holy month. Ramadan, the 9th and holiest month in the Islamic calendar, is one of the 5 pillars of Islam and is the time of the year when religious fervor is rekindled throughout the Muslim world. It is a month of austerity and of exercising self-restraint, during which fasting Muslims abstain from eating, drinking, smoking from dawn to sunset. Pakistan is a predominantly Muslim country where more than 90% of its over 240 million people practice Islam, and most of them fast during the holy month.
Moving on to Bangladesh's bustling port city of Chittagong, where tragedy struck as a massive fire engulfed a sugar factory recently, leaving behind a trail of destruction. A massive fire burned down over 100,000 metric tons of raw sugar in a factory. The sugary waste is now wreaking havoc in the nearby river, which is the lifeline of the second largest city of Bangladesh. Marine creatures like dead fish, crabs and jellyfish were seen floating on a long stretch of the river days after the incident. We have a report.
Liquid sugar and chemical waste continued streaming into a major Bangladeshi river in the port city of Chittagong. It's been days since the fire broke out and the situation remains dire. The inferno consumed over 100,000 metric tons of raw sugar in the factory, and the aftermath is proving to be catastrophic. The sugary waste is wreaking havoc in the Karnafuli River, the lifeline of the South Asian nation's second largest city, by creating a thick layer on the water surface. Dead fish and other marine creatures like crabs and jellyfish were seen floating on a long stretch of the river.
মূলত সেই পানিটা র সুগারের সাথে মিশে এবং অন্যান্য ডিব্রিস যেটা পুড়ে যাওয়ার ফলে যে ছাই বর্ষ যেটা ছিল সেটা মিশ্রিত হয়ে মূলত পানিটা নদীতে আসতেছে। এবং যেহেতু সুগারের পানি, এটা মোস্টলি অর্গানিক কন্টেন্ট এটার মধ্যে বেশি থাকবে, এবং এটা পানিতে যখন আসতেছে স্বাভাবিকভাবেই সেটা পানির যে মাইক্রোবিয়াল অ্যাক্টিভিটিস সেটা বেড়ে যাবে। বেড়ে যাওয়ার ফলে পানির অক্সিজেন ডিপ্লিশন হবে। অক্সিজেন ডিপ্লিশন হওয়ার ফলে স্বাভাবিকভাবে অ্যাকোয়াটিক লাইফের জন্য এটা একটু ক্ষতিকর হয়ে যাবে।
The thick layer of sugary waste blankets the river's surface, suffocating aquatic life and poisoning the ecosystem. It is a disaster that demands urgent attention and decisive action. The consequences are dire. Locals complained of an acrid smell from burnt waste being flushed into the river. Fishermen said they could not go to work due to the accident and blamed the factory for not containing the molten liquid in its own compound.
বেশি গন্ধ না? বেশি গন্ধ। মানে কি বিভিন্ন কারণে এরকম তো
আমরা এখন সকালে দেখছি প্রায় 3 কিলোমিটার কর্ণফুলীর উভয় পাশে সমস্ত পানির রং পরিবর্তন হয়ে গেছে এবং দেখতে অনেকটা শরবতের মতো হয়ে গেছে। দুর্গন্ধ হচ্ছে। এখানে যে সমস্ত মাছ ছিল সেগুলি গতকালকে ভেসে উঠেছে, এখন দূর দূরান্তের মাছ ভেসে উঠছে।
Environmentalists have termed the incident a danger for the existence of the mighty river.
Moving on. The government of India is endeavouring to provide the quality healthcare facilities even to the last mile of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. To realize this goal on the ground, the Border Security Force, the Indian Army and other government entities have remained at the forefront to provide the best medical services to the citizens living in far-flung border districts of the Union Territory. This time around, the BSF organized a medical camp in the remote area of Kanatar in the border district of Poonch, where a team of doctors from BSF and civil society conducted primary medical checkups and provided free treatment and medicines to the residents. Take a look.
Ensuring the security in border districts and guarding the line of control, the Border Security Force also prioritize the medical well-being of individuals residing in the far-flung villages of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. In line with the government's aim to provide better healthcare facilities to every Indian citizen, the BSF organizes a number of free medical camps in the border villages of the Union Territory round the year. The recently organized medical camp in the remote area of Kanatar in Poonch district was one such initiative undertaken by the BSF to identify the ailing individuals and provide them the best available treatment free of cost.
आज बीएसएफ ने यहाँ पे एक कैंप ऑर्गेनाइज किया है और इस कैंप का ऑर्गेनाइज करने का मकसद यही है कि लोगों को मुख्तलिफ किस्म की अद्वियात मेडिसिन जो है फ्री दे रहे हैं और मुख्तलिफ किस्म की बीमारियाँ हैं तो उनके खात्मे के लिए डॉक्टर जो हजरात एक टीम आई हुई है वो फ्री चेकअप हो रहा है और मेडिसिन मिल रही है। हम मशकूर ममनून हैं BSF 141 BSF के और हेडमास्टर साहब खरेतर जिन्होंने यहाँ पे ये प्रोग्राम ऑर्गेनाइज किया है डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के खासकर और ऐसे प्रोग्राम जो है गांव में ऑर्गेनाइज होने चाहिए। इसका फायदा तमाम आवाम को होगा।
A team of doctors from civil society and BSF carried out a preliminary medical checkup for the residents and thereafter distributed free medicines. Around 150 to 200 patients were present at the camp to get a free medical checkup and received medical treatment against their ailments. The residents hailed the efforts of the government and the BSF for conducting the medical camp at the doorstep.
ये तो कम BSF वालों ने बड़े अरसे से यहाँ लगाना शुरू किया। हम इस बटालियन के मशहूर हैं कि इन्होंने आज तकरीबन 150-200 मरीजों को जो है वो चेकअप करवाया और फ्री में दवाइयाँ जो दे रहे हैं टेस्ट कर रहे हैं। हम मशहूर हैं BSF के CO साहब के। ये 148 बटालियन जो नई आई है बड़े तनदेही से और बड़ी मेहनत से लोगों के साथ ये कोऑपरेट कर रही है और लोगों को काम कर रही है।
The medical camp was organized under the Civic Action Program envisaged by the Government of India to provide holistic development to the residents in border districts. It also served as a platform for the young individuals to evaluate their fitness level and interact with the officers to know about their eligibility for a career in Border Security Force.
हमने आज यहाँ फ्री मेडिकल कैंप लगाया है जो सिविक एक्शन प्रोग्राम के अंदर आता है। तो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की ये कोशिश रहती है कि जितने बॉर्डर डिस्ट्रिक्ट हैं इसके अंदर बेहतर मेडिकल सुविधाएं प्रदान की जाए। इसके तहत हमने जो नजदीक के गांव हैं इन सबको एक जगह इकट्ठा करके इनका ट्रीटमेंट कराया जा रहा है। तो इसके अंदर हमने एक तो रखा हुआ है जिनको कोई तकलीफ वगैरह है तो सिविल के डॉक्टर हैं, BSF के डॉक्टर हैं, उनको इलाज कर रहे हैं और उनको हम लोग जो है दवाई फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट उनको प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं। उसके अलावा इनका हम ब्लड टेस्ट भी कर रहे हैं, BP चेक कर रहे हैं ताकि शुगर और हीमोग्लोबिन का उनको पता चल जाए और अगर उसके अंदर कोई प्रॉब्लम है तो उसकी दवाइयाँ या उसका जो ट्रीटमेंट है वो किया जा सके। इसके अलावा हम लोग यहाँ पर बच्चों को भी फिजिकल मेजरमेंट और उनकी आई साइट वगैरह चेक कर रहे हैं। आई स्पेशलिस्ट आ रखे हैं यहाँ पे ताकि अगर किसी को फोर्स के प्रति अगर इंटरेस्ट है तो अभी जो है वो उसको जानकारी हो जाए कि वो फिट है, और अगर उसमें कुछ कमी पेशी है, जैसे हाइट किसी की थोड़ा बहुत कम है, तो किस तरह से एक्सरसाइज करके अपनी हाइट को बढ़ाया जा सकता है।
The Border Security Force and the Indian Army undertake many such initiatives to improve the lives of people living in the far-flung border districts of the Union Territory. The medical camps are a few initiatives among a gamut of welfare schemes run by the government and the forces to bring cheerfulness and a holistic development to the border districts.
Now it's time for me to wrap up today's episode. We'll be back next week at the same time. This is Shivangi Mishra signing off on behalf of the entire production team of South Asia Today. Goodbye and take care.